Welcome to It's All About Connection, NVC with Dr. B.
Heather really doesn't like that we're on when the music comes on.
It's weird. Just
We'll
sitting
have to
here looking at each other.
we'll have to figure it out. Just figure it out.
Today's episode is about self-connection. Self-connection, the important. What am I saying? I'm so thrown by that intro. Um, the importance of self-connection in meetings.
Yes. Self-connection. What? Okay, I'm doing what you don't like me to do. What is
Ugh,
self-connection? Heather?
using me as a strategy.
What is self-connection? Just because I don't want to have to always be the one talking. This gives you an opportunity to shine.
Thank
What is
you. This is
self-connection?
really a wonderful moment for me to really express myself and shine. Thank you for
What is
giving me this
self-connection?
space. Self connection is noticing what you are feeling, noticing maybe a need that you are celebrating or mourning. It's really getting in touch with your feelings and needs.
Exactly. It's exactly what it sounds like, self-connection. Yeah, giving yourself some presence, pausing, giving yourself presence. It's a rarity. We don't do it. We usually wake up in the morning and get running out the door, and next thing you know, our focus for the rest of our time awake in the day is everything external, and usually we have no idea what's going on for us internally. So in NVC, we like to really encourage the self-connection process of slowing down and getting paying attention to your internal sensations, maybe even your internal conversation, and getting a sense of like what's going on in there and being with what's there, being present, and then using that information to really help you decipher what you are feeling in the moment and what needs are connected to those feelings. If you're feeling pleasant things, it's because you have needs that you are celebrating. If you're feeling things that you don't enjoy, it's probably because you have needs that aren't being met in the moment. So helping people to like connect the dots between all of that. Let's do it for a second so we can model it for people because
Okay.
this is how I start all of my meetings with my facilitators and people that work with me. We usually start our meetings out like this. In my classes, we start out all of our classes with self-connection process. When I go out in the world and, I ask people to start like this, and I have thoughts that people might think initially that it's weird because it's so just not typical. And yet I find 99% of the time, I would say people say, wow, thanks. I needed that. I really enjoyed that. That was so good to be able to do that. So, yeah, even with a little bit of weirdness, I think people still appreciate it. So let's do it for a second. I invite everyone to close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you could just look down at the ground. If you're driving or something, don't do this. You just do it with your eyes open. And just take a few seconds here to take a breath. Focus on your breath as you take that breath. And just allow a space for being present with yourself. If you notice a lot of thinking and chatter going on when you close your eyes, give it some presence for a second, that chatter. But then, if you can, just allow your presence to just land internally where you have sensations, where they show up, quality of those sensations. Maybe you have a general energy going on in your body. No analysis really at this point. Just be with what's there. I'm going to be quiet for a second and let you experience just being there with yourself. And then if you want to start to analyze, like maybe start to think about what does all of that mean in the way of what I'm feeling and what needs are connected to those feelings. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, and Heather and I will check in. I'll model first just to go. I have my feelings and needs sheet. Still, I use it. 15 years later, I'm still pulling this darn thing out to look at. What do I feel? What do I need? I definitely feel sleepy, fatigued, exhausted, congested. I do have a need for well-being and wellness. And I also, there's something there. There's an undercurrent, a little bit of like impish, I guess. Heather, I think you bring that out in me. I feel
Hmm.
impish. That's always a funny word. Yeah, I am having some needs for fun doing this podcast episode with my friend Heather. And yeah, Heather, what's going on with you?
When I checked in, I noticed feeling tired and calm. And yeah, I was going to say something around like mischievous. So I think impish is the word. Morning rest and maybe some predictability, but celebrating connection and maybe a little bit of fun.
Yeah, so just notice what she just did. She identified the feelings and then brought in the needs. The last few ones she said, celebrating some fun, connection, morning maybe some rest. Rest is a need, connection's a need, fun's a need. So we're tying these things together, making sense of what's going on in our experience here. So back to the regularly scheduled program. I wanted to talk about recently I had an experience where um, I I was being coached by a person in business who was very graciously helping us at the Big B Method because he believes deeply in the work that we're doing. And so we've had these 8 meetings where we were mostly focusing on using this meeting process. How do you run meetings where they're very effective? You get a lot done in a very set time. And it was very, very helpful. But one thing they did at the beginning of the meetings is they do, rather than a check-in, a self-connection like we just did, they usually have people share out about like their personal best for that week and their professional best for that week. And we did that for the 8 weeks. He gave me choice as to how I wanted to start. And I was like, well, let's just start it this way because this is how people usually run these meetings with the personal and professional best. And then yesterday, after it was all done, I was mourning, for me, I was mourning some level of authenticity. I was noticing like there were things that I didn't say in those meetings because there was not really a space for it for me. Um,
So morning something around, yeah, I guess authenticity, or was it something around like your integrity maybe in terms of expression or communication?
Yeah, maybe some of that. And I was really sad about that because I was thinking, well, I was just trying to go along with the program of what how these meetings are supposed to, and I don't want to take us off track because if we do this self-connection thing at the beginning, we might be kind of a little off track. But I actually think that if we had taken the time to self-connect, I would have shared a little bit about maybe some of my insecurities in that moment or the things that were heavy on my mind, connected to my feelings and my needs, and that were connected to my business. And that I might have been able to surface some of those things and we could have addressed them in one way or another or had a deeper understanding of what was going on there. And I kind of missed that opportunity because I just thought we just need to get to the business. We need to get to the business. And I think that's how most people operate in business. We got to get to the business. And again, I think that if I had, you see, it didn't take very long to self connect and check in. And I've done this with large groups, and you can still move it along very quickly. But I think what happens is like we are not compartmentalized individuals. Like, yeah, we have our work and we have our private lives and we have things going on for us emotionally. It's like it really is all there in every moment of life, whether you're in your office or you're at home or you're by yourself or you're playing pickleball. It's all really there. And I don't know. I think it's very helpful to surface. Not that we're going to have like a therapy session during a business meeting, but if there were some things that I was feeling off about related to the business or things that I was learning, I'm guessing it would have been very productive to actually have surfaced those things in the moment. I'm just going to pause to see what you're hearing and all of that. And if you have any just thoughts or reactions.
So, yeah, maybe just a little bit of reflection. Yeah, just morning expression and thinking maybe it was like a missed opportunity in terms of self connection and communicating what was going on for you.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, if I had, I like the personal and professional best. I think there's a place for that, but I wish it would be paired with self-connection practice. Because when I did my personal and professional best, to me it was like maybe some weeks I didn't have like I wasn't feeling so good about my personal and professional best. Okay, like I can pull on that. I could find something because it is always nice to have something I think to be grateful for, to point out, the positives, right? I get why that can be very helpful. But I also think that we don't give space for the shit either. We don't give space for that. So consequently, people like if you're having a lousy day, people are wanting like fix it and make it better, or don't talk about it, don't let people know about it, like
So
there's no
you want there to be a personal worst. Here's my PB and here's my PW.
funny. I don't know. Because I don't see it as an action thing. The personal
No,
worst is an
no.
action thing, whereas the personal best is like, what did you do that was so great
Yeah.
this week, in
So
your
it sounds like
personal life?
giving space for what's there, not
Right,
fixing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't okay, if I have some personal bests, I'd love to share about them. But if I'm not feeling it in the moment, okay, I can stretch, I will stretch, but I also want there to be a place for just saying, I feel shitty this week, and I feel shitty. Nobody needs to do anything about that. Maybe if I feel shitty and I have some needs coming up and they're connected to the business, it might be nice to surface that because maybe we can actually put some strategies in place for that. I just think it actually helps. I have been using self connection practice in my business. And when I ran the community connections program for, what, 8, 10 years, we always had this. And I just think most people really mourn authenticity and are scared around authenticity in our world. Like we were longing for it so much, but we're not trusting that there's a place for it. And I think having self connection as a part of your business practice, your classroom practice, your daily practice, whatever, allows for a space of authenticity and letting us learn that it's okay to have the range of emotions going on and that they change also. Like we get so worried when we're in a place of a hard feeling. Those change. They actually change almost like second to second, really, when you track it. There's no place for any of that. And I just really wish there was. And I wish that I had modeled that more because that would have been, I think, a little bit more even give and take. That might have been a gift that I could have given back to this person that was giving me so many gifts.
So just kind
So
of like mourning that, but then having the awareness moving forward around
exactly.
authenticity.
Yep, and I do think, I often talk about do-overs, when you have a conversation and it didn't quite go the way you want. Like I can have a do-over with this person when I get the opportunity to speak again and or we do another one of these meetings. I can speak to like why I think for now on I like to do the self-connection practice and maybe even like some space for personal and professional best for people that really want to share out about that. I think that it is important to celebrate your wins, and celebrate your big moments. that is important as well. But let's give space for all of it. I think that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, that sounds like, yeah, just giving space and being with those things is really important.
Wait a second. I don't want that to come on yet. We're
This
still working
thing,
out the
we gotta
music.
end this thing.
We're gonna work out the music, but hold on. Our empathy warm line 850-706-0488. I got it. I didn't even look at the paper. And
Loud.
please come join us at the Big B Method. www.thebigbmethod.
Also, Cindy's book is still out, and it will continue to be out. So, yeah, get it on Amazon.
Thank you for that plug.
Other places.
I mean, Heather actually read the entire book. That's miraculous because we have this thing where we don't finish books.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode can be about like what you want to tell me about the book. Oh, that's such a good idea. Let's do that. All right.
Okay.
Goodbye. Here's the music.
Goodbye. This outro's too long.
Just do this, Heather.
You've been listening to It's All About Connection, NVC with Dr. B. For more episodes and guest bios, please visit us at www.thebigbmethod.com. That's www.thebigbmethod.com. And remember, empathy first.
That outro.